tiny. I'm always like up here when I'm getting ready to start my live video, and then all of a sudden it pops up and it's like 3, 2, 1, and I'm scrambling to get way back here so I can fit into a tiny thumbnail. By the time I get in position, it's like click. Anyways, that's not your problem. That's my problem. So I'm out here again, third night in a row. Packing up grinder kits. Now, I've got some really great news to tell you guys about. Something is going to happen this Saturday morning at 9 p.m. Eastern time on BECK'SArmory.com. But there's nobody on here. Hey, we got one person. If we get 2, I will tell you guys the news of what's going to happen at 9 a.m. Eastern time this Saturday morning. Hey, there's 2. Okay, I got to tell you now. I set the bar pretty low. 2's all I need to spill the beans. So this Saturday morning, BECK'SArmory.com, $75 off BA Shredder Mega Kits for the first 10, not 5. Then after those first 10 sell, the savings goes to $50 per kit. After the next 10 sell, sale's over. So this could be a 20-minute sale. It could be a 2-week sale. There's no way to tell, right? And then on top of that, starting Saturday, anyone who buys a BECK'S Armory product valued over $25, if they share their experience or their progress within 30 days of purchasing, they share it on social media and tag me, I will refund $10 of the purchase price of that item to anybody who shares their build within 30 days of purchase. And it has to be a purchase of $25 or more. So if you buy a $9.99 set of build plans, I can't give you $10 back because I would lose money. Oh, actually, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably still, the marketing might be worth losing a penny. But anyways, that's kind of the big news. That's why I've been packing up all these orders. So I'm going to keep on packing orders. The other day, I was on live. One of you guys asked me what brand my DRO is, and I was meaning to reply, and then I forgot, and I remember now. I still haven't replied to your comment. I will try when I get done with this live to go over there and check. Actually, you might watch this live when I post it. So let's just cover that now, close to the beginning of the live. In case you happen to stumble across this, my DRO brand is Newall. 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 I think that's the brand. Could be the model. Let's check the back just to be sure. Nope, it's definitely Newall. Made in England. Lancashire? I don't know. So yeah, it's Newall. It looks like there's only a spot for 2 axis. But anyways, let's get back to packaging. I think your username was Rich Sharp or something close to that. I remember it because it's got Sharp and it's close to my name, Richard. Have I ever said what my name was on this channel? Oh well. Anyways, there's no secret. My name's Richard Beck. I'm the owner of BECK'S Armory. This channel used to be called Gun Survival News back in the day. I used to be one of those guys who rants about politics. Then I got canceled almost. But I came back and I rebranded everything. And now I share a different part of my life because I've always done fabrication. I've always done design. I've been a professional product designer since 2004, 5. I don't know how many years that is, but designing products is what I've done my entire professional life. And one day I just got sick and tired of making everybody else millionaires and getting pats on the back. So I said, you know what? It doesn't matter how much great stuff I come up with, how much great stuff I design. If I'm not the one risking my money, then I don't benefit from any of that, right? I mean, I designed a whole bunch of stuff for a company that does most of it's classified stuff. It was military tech. I did that for 9 years. Took that company from, small mom and pop to multi-million dollar. The guy who owns it made a lot of money. But I didn't, so I needed to move on. So then I worked for Trelleborg, and I was an aerospace engineer for about a year and a half. And during that time, I designed parts for the F-35, the F-16, the F-15, the F-18. I designed parts for the B-2. I designed parts for the Minuteman intercontinental ballistic missile. I designed parts that are on the International Space Station. I designed some parts for the AR-1 rocket motor. I think it's supposed to be on the Mars project, but I don't know if it still is. Anyways, so the problem is that was the worst job I ever had because the boss was a dick. I found out after I accepted that job that no one had worked in that position for that boss for more than 6 months. I worked there 16 months. I beat the record by 10 months. And then I was about to go crazy. So I got a call from a recruiter, said, hey, there's another company. When we'll come work over there? I said, sure. So I've been designing machines. I've been designing automation for 6 years now, since the last job. So now all I do is companies come to the company I work for, my day job, and they say, hey, we make 25 of these a day. We want to make 50 of these a day. What can we do? And I design a process that lets them make more. And then I design the machine. And then once the machine is designed, they sell it. So every year, I design about $1.5 million of custom machines, but not for me, for the company I work for. So I've been doing that for 6 years, and I'm like, you know what? I want to design my own machines. I want to put my money into my ideas. I want to bet on myself for the first time in my life. All these years of me being a professional product designer, owners of companies have bet on my designs, betting that they were going to make money off of them, and they did over and over and over. And I keep watching this happen. You know, I design something, they sell it, they make millions, and I'm like, why can't I do that? But here's the thing. Any of us can do that, guys. We just have to put our money on the line. So that's where I'm at. I put my money on the line. I'm risking it. I saw a comment pop by, but I don't have them all. Hold on. All chat. Hey, yeah. Did you, I don't know when you hopped on, if you saw it's a Newell or whatever, the DRO. Anyways, if you missed that part, I did answer your question finally. So you might have to go back and watch the beginning where I looked at the DRO. Oh, nice. It's, you know what? I feel like it does a lot more, but I've never like downloaded the manual or anything. But it does incremental, it does absolute. That's really all I need it to do, you know. But there's the number pad, like maybe you can type in distances. I should look up more about it. Because it'd be great if, you know, you had one offset and then you just want to type in a new offset. So just in case anybody new's popped in, this Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, BECK'sArmory.com, I'm doing $75 off the first 10 BA shredders that sell. The second 10 are $50 off. After that, the sale's over. So we could have a 20-minute sale or we could have a 2-week sale. I don't know. Or maybe a month-long sale. I don't know how long it'll take. In the past, they've gone really fast. Also starting Saturday, I will start a new program where anybody who buys a BECK'S Armory product valued over $25 and shares their build progress on social media and tags me, if you do that within 30 days of your purchase, I will refund $10 of the purchase price back to whatever form of payment you used. So that's the new marketing stuff, the new promotions that we're starting on Saturday. Sometimes it bugs me. A lot of times I refer to BECK'S Armory as plural, like we, right? And originally it was like BECK'S Armory to me isn't me. It's what I'm doing for my family, right? I have a wife, 2 kids. And Beck's Armory is all of us. Sometimes my 9-year-old comes out here and helps me package stuff. And I'm building this company for my kids, whether they want it or not, whether it's a failure or success. There's more than just me here. And that's a lot of times why I say we when I say Beck's Armory, because, yeah. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I'm trying to pre-package as many BA shredders as I can. That way, on Saturday, when people order them, they don't have to wait a week, because it will take me a long time to package 20 BA shredders if I sold 20 in one day. I mean, I can't do 20 in one day. So it takes me about, I would say, at least 15 minutes per BA shredder to package it. Maybe 30 minutes. Probably not 30. Probably 15 minutes. So if I sold 20, and it's 30 minutes a piece, it's 10 hours. I would go nuts if I did this for 10 hours. So what I'm doing is every night I come out here for like 2 hours, and I do a bunch. So hopefully by Saturday, I'll have all 20 packaged, and I can just, Jamie. Jamie's my UPS guy, or USPS guy. If I put 20 of these on my front door in one day, I think he'd have to make multiple trips. He'd probably regret getting me all these boxes. He probably already regrets getting me these boxes. I don't know if you guys seen when USPS canceled the large game board boxes. I went to my local post office, and that was the first time I'd met Jamie, my USPS guy. And I said, hey, I need boxes. This is the cornerstone of my business. If I can't use these boxes, I have to switch to UPS, which will cost more money. And he said, well, how many do you need? I said, as many as I can get. He got on the horn and rounded up like 350 boxes for me. So the rest of the world is out of game board boxes. I have a stupid amount of game board boxes. I'm stocked for like 2 years. If I sell 350 BA shredders this year, I will not give 2 flips about how I ship them. Trust me. Yeah. So I was live on Instagram. Apparently that platform is like dying, and YouTube seems to be dying, but this is going better than Instagram. Now, granted, on Instagram, I don't have as many subscribers as I do on YouTube, but I'm pretty sure most of my YouTube subscribers have forgotten they subscribed. They probably subscribed like, I don't know, 4 years ago and have no idea. And since YouTube never notifies them of anything, here's a question. Does anybody understand why all these social media platforms have ways to follow people, but then they never show you the content of those you follow? You go to Twitter, you follow someone. What do? For You tab. You go to YouTube, you subscribe to everybody. What do? They put a bunch of other stuff that's not the people you subscribe to on your front page. You go to Instagram. When I scroll down, it doesn't even show. Most of the stuff I see on Instagram is not people I follow. I just don't get it. It's so frustrating. So I had already packed a bunch of these up. Now I just got to tape them all. So this taping process makes this box stupid strong. I cover the entire, all 6 sides with this packing tape, and I overlap about 1/4 inch on every single strip. So this box will not tear. And that's the thing. These USPS boxes are prone to tearing, and that's usually what causes them to fail. So if you can prevent them from tearing, you can put a ton of stuff in a thin wall USPS box. I need another roll of tape. My hands are getting cold. And I don't even have to use the heavy duty stuff. I used to use heavy duty tape that was expensive. If you tape and you overlap all your tape, you can use pretty much any packing tape. This stuff is probably the cheapest stuff that still rolls out without crinkling. Some of the real cheap packing tape, like the stuff I got at Dollar General before, when you go to put it out, it like gets all crinkly and it's just really. This is probably this duct tape is the cheapest stuff that I've used. Now I got this at Menards. I felt like when I bought it at Walmart, it was a better deal. So I'll have to check next time I go to buy this tape. Make sure I'm not wasting my money. Because every time I save money, I can pass it on to the customers. And I actually do that. A lot of you guys know BA shredders used to cost $550. Now they cost $450. And on Friday, they're going to be $75 off. I was able to do that because the more I sold, I could buy. I don't know if you can see how many I have. I got 20 kits. Actually, I should count. I know I have 20 hardware kits. I should make sure before Saturday that I have enough to fill all the orders. Because I'd hate for that last person to be on back order. That would be a real buzzkill. But hey, you'd still save $50. So what does it matter? When I place a new order from my supplier, it takes like maybe a week. So back order is not even a big deal anymore. It used to be when I first started, lead times were 6 weeks, but now they're like 1.5. More taping. So, what part of the country or world are you guys from? I see there's 5 people on here. Shout out. Now, don't be specific. There could be a creeper, and you don't want to be like, I live at 627 20ville Road. But, what state? I live in Indiana, and it's freaking cold here. It's probably 40 degrees out here. I get notifications all the time from YouTube subscriptions. Northeast Pennsylvania. Yeah, I do for most of them. I get them from like the ones I watch the most. But there's a bunch of like when I go to my subscriptions and I scroll down, there's people on there that like that I hadn't been notified forever. Like AM Custom Fab. I was subscribed to him, and all of a sudden one day I realized that I wasn't getting notifications from him. So I also have a bunch of gun content, so maybe I'm shadow banned. I don't know. Probably not. Northeast Pennsylvania. So I've been to Pennsylvania a couple times. I went to Picatinny Arsenal when I was doing military tech. Isn't that Pennsylvania? Maybe I drove through Pennsylvania. Maybe that's in that wouldn't be northeast. I feel like that's southeast, like close to DC area. I'm not sure. It's been a long time. So, of the 5 people on here right now, what is the favorite type of content? Tobiana, Army Depot, you might be familiar. I hadn't been to that one. I've been to Picatinny a couple times, and then I've been to Nellis Air Force Base 2 or 3 times. We used to do demonstrations out there in the desert, and that is hotter than all get out. New York, nice. I have an old coworker that lives in Buffalo. And he is a great guy. He came down here in the Indiana area, and he worked with me for a while at Trelleborg, and then he eventually went home. He didn't feel like our town had enough to offer. But He was a cool dude. Oh, yeah. What I was going to say. What is your preferred type of content? I mean, I've got a mill. Sometimes I film that stuff. I do welding. Sometimes I do that stuff. Lately, I've been getting companies offering to let me test products. And, I mean, who's not going to accept free products and test them out? I'll be honest with you guys how I feel about them. I've never said that, you know, I loved a product that I didn't actually like. So I get some of that. A lot of the Amazon stuff I started saying no to because I don't have time. Back in the day, I used to get a ton of people asking me to review their Amazon stuff. I'm a lot more selective now. But like when Evolution was like, hey, we'll give you a lithium ion chop saw, I'm like, yeah, I'll try that. Who wouldn't want to try that? I know that this is not the most riveting content, but I don't know. Sometimes I just hang out and get to know my subscribers. So I enjoy that too. Testing functions are cool. Cool. Thanks for the feedback, man. What else do I have anything? Oh, you know what? I bought a U.S. General toolbox, like dual stack from Harbor Freight, almost a year ago. I've been wanting to compare that to my Kennedy toolbox. I was going to do that video, and I never did. So I thought about that. Also, something else, guys. I'm going to be building a CNC lathe. And the problem is, I don't know that any of my subscribers, I don't know if they'll be into that, because that's a whole genre in itself. But I've already priced everything. I've already been working on the design for a while. If I can sell some BA shredders, I'm going to start purchasing components for my CNC lathe build. And I know I'm going to do as much content I can on that, just because I feel like it's kind of a unique thing, but I have a feeling that's going to go over like a lead balloon. I don't know that anybody will care about a CNC lathe on my channel, but since I have been doing more machining content, maybe. If you're like a DIY type of person, which I think at least 1,000 of my subscribers are DIY type people, I think they'll appreciate a CNC lathe build. Yeah, these lives are just kind of like behind the scenes. It's not the glamorous part. It's not the flashy stuff. But honestly, if you want an honest-to-God truth answer about anything on my channel, pop in one of these lives and just ask me. There's no editing. There's no take-backs. It's live. Whatever's said is said. The raw, unedited Richard Beck. I should do more fabrication. Because I do a lot of fabrication. I mean, you just look around here. I've built a ton of stuff. I really need to capture more of that on film. I will try. Thank you for the feedback. I'll try to capture more of the fabrication I do on film. Lately, I've been doing so much of this packaging. Sometimes this takes away from my ability because I still do the full-time day job thing. So if I ever quit my day job and I do this full-time, I could fabricate every day. But I got to pay the bills. In designing automation and custom machines, it pays the bills. So until I can sell like 5 BA shredders a day, I can't quit my day job. I know that sounds like super depressing, but I think before I ever get to the point where I'm selling 5 BA shredders a day, I will have additional products, and maybe I can sell a few of those and a few of this and a few of that and a few of this. It doesn't have to be 5 BA shredders a day. In fact, it'll probably have to be a combination of things. I probably need more small ticket items. I don't have any impulse items really on my website. Everything on my website is like a big commitment. And so nobody just goes on there and is like, buy something and then regrets it later. They think about it for like months before they buy. Ugh. Just because all the stuff, like I said, on the website are big commitment items. Like, you're not going to spend $450 on something you have to fabricate yourself unless you know that that's what you want to do. Also, in other news, I'm going to be getting Starlink soon. And then the quality of these will be better. I know sometimes when I watch these live videos back, the quality can be really bad. If you can see this and the quality's good, give me a thumbs up. That will help the YouTube algorithm. That way next time... Oh, it didn't load that last comment. Oh, it didn't load a bunch of comments. I bought a Bailey RDB 150 electric over hydraulic tube bender. Oh, man. I've wanted a Bailey tube bender for like a decade. I also have a Grizzly lathe and mill, Vulcan welder, titanium welder. Also have the same plasma cutter as you, but I use a Hypertherm. Oh, Hypertherm. Man, got a high roller on here. Nah, I'm just giving you trash. How do you like the Hypertherm? Is it as good as everybody says? I really like the 82i, but it's not a fair comparison, an 80 amp machine to a 45 amp machine. But man, I looked long and hard at the 45 the 45 XP, is that it? Hypertherm. I did finally go with Everlast. I have no regrets. I'm an Everlast affiliate now. I really like my welder. It's a 250. The problem with my welder, that's not going to appeal to a lot of people. It's 250 amps. It's 220 volt input. That's way more welder than most people will ever need. But I'm moving into kind of like production. So 250 amps, and it's dual pulse. So it's pulse on pulse. So you can do pulse spray welds that look like TIG welds. But so that's, I should review a lower cost Everlast welder. I feel like that would resonate a lot better with the audience, just because I think that's close to a $2,000 machine. Average guy starting out in welding is not going to want to pay $2,000 for a welder. Yeah, I know. You know what, dude? I am the worst speller in the world. I have like a really large vocabulary, but I can't spell to save my life. So I knew what you meant. I'm really good at knowing what people mean, because I also spell terribly, mostly when I'm trying to do the talk texting because it's faster. Hypertherm is what I use. They cut great. Which kind of Hypertherm do you have? You got a 45, you got the 60, the 80, and do you have the new type? The new tip, have you guys seen the new Hypertherms, how they have the entire tip is like a one consumable? It's like $60 tip, but I heard they last a really long time. 85. Oh, man. That's a big one. So the thickest I've ever cut with my Everlast was 3/4 thick. And I didn't measure it. I just tossed it on there. I thought it was 1/2 inch. So I ran my 1/2 inch feeds and speeds, and it didn't go all the way through. So then when I tried to come back, it was all like balled up and like, so yeah. CNC hand torch. Oh, and hand torch. That's handy, because then you can swap back and forth. It's the best, never miss. You know what I really love? You know what I hated? I had, when I first, mostly heavy equipment repair. That's cool. At the day job, we have a customer who does like vibratory pile. They rent equipment for, they rent out heavy equipment for pile driving. So I get to do a lot of that at my day job, like designing fixes for all their stuff that breaks, because they break a ton of stuff. And they're always bringing it in and be like, this broke. And so I usually put, design. I do some FEA analysis sometimes, but at work we have this really big horizontal boring mill that can hold 10,000 pounds. Worth every penny, but the Everlast is great too. It is, like I said, before I got the Everlast, I had the razor weld, and honestly, I still have the razor weld. It sucks. $900 is what Langmuir Systems charges for the Everlast. And here's the thing about the Everlast. You can get really impressive cuts. Like really impressive cuts. But they're not consistent. You never know when that's going to fail to fire. You have to sit here and you have to watch every single pierce when you run the razor weld, because sometimes it just goes psh, and then nothing happens. And then where I don't think I've ever had a failure to fire with my Everlast. Every time I can literally set the Everlast up and walk away, which is unheard of with the razor weld. And I'm sure you hypertherm guys, I bet you can walk away from yours too. You probably don't have to babysit it. And if you got a CNC plasma cutter that you have to babysit, that's the worst. But ever since I got the Everlast, I have not had any problems with my Langmuir table. I had so many problems with when I had the razor weld hooked up to it. Well, guys, I've been going for a really long time. When I finish this box, I'm going to head in because the wife's going to be wondering. I've done over 2,000 pieces with a single fire tip. Holy shit. That's what the Everlast? 2,000 pierces? Wow. What kind of air drying do you have? You have like a refrigerated dryer or something? Or, I mean, I don't get anywhere close to that. Cut only, oh, okay. I cut a lot of steel, but my consumables are only $5. So how much is your, because you can't really compare apples to apples. Like, yeah, if you get 2,000 pierces, but it's a $60 head, where I get like 300, but it's $5. So I guess I wonder what the real comparison is. 150 sheets. I do a lot of custom signs. Oh man, signs are fun. I was doing that at first, but then I didn't have time to do signs and this, so I kind of just stopped advertising the signs, just because I have so little bandwidth. I got to the point where shipping is something I can do quick after work, where the plasma cutter, I have to, like, it's much more labor intensive, and since I have a day job, I ran out of time. But if I ever go full-time at this, I'll definitely advertise and do a lot more plasma cutting. One more side. It like stopped auto loading. Oh no, I don't want to cancel yet. I don't know why it stopped scrolling. I have to come over and manually scroll when it was just loading the next comment. I can kind of see when there's a new one that's covered up, but yeah, when I get Starlink, I'll have like the laptop sitting out here so I can stream, record, and I could probably stream with my GoPro and have like high quality streams. But I don't have the bandwidth to use that. And why didn't buy it? Too many misfires. Yeah. I didn't want my issues cutting. My 45 has never let me down. That's sweet. A consistency is everything for me when it comes to the plasma cutting. If I could go back in time, I would not buy the razor weld. And for everybody who asks me, I tell them, don't get the razor weld. And you know what? Everlast gave me a discount on the table. I think they gave me $100 or $200. I don't know how many hundreds of dollars they gave me off on the table, and I'll still tell people the truth. Don't get the razor weld, you know? Sometimes that frustrates me. The idea is everybody's like, oh, well, if you got a discount or if you're an affiliate, you're not going to tell the truth about the product. No, I'll tell you, don't buy the razor weld. And yes, I got a discount on my razor weld, and I still wouldn't buy it again. Yeah. Oh, just top. I thought I was done. I got one more. All right. So that's 5 boxes. Yeah, I don't know what's the cost breakdown. Too many. Down to I love doing custom signs. I spent hundreds of hours learning to draw. It's been well worth the effort. I'm out. Have a good one. Likewise, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. I've had a great time chit-chatting with all of you, and I will see you guys next time. My fingers are numb. It's so cold. See ya.